Hello everybody, Stampin' Up Creates here, here to do a fun workshop for you, with you. Hope you can join me. So I'll give it a few minutes. I didn't check my settings, so I'm hoping, well, it looks like I might have hooked up to my booster. I always forget to do that, but, hi Nancy, hello, hello. Just want to log on here, because I have bifocals, and so for me to look up, I make funny faces looking up trying to read that. But just want to make sure everything looks good from this end. There we are. Okay, how are you doing tonight, Nancy? Oh my goodness, are you staying warm or what? This wind is like ripping through that. I am so cold, but I am not putting on the heat. Not doing the heat. Had the little electric, I have a split system air conditioner downstairs that you can use when the weather's kind of mild like this. So I had it on 72. When I came home from work, it was quite chilly in here. So I had to put the heat on last night. Oh, no. I put Aurora's sweater on her, and me, I'm here bundled up. But I have the window right here next to me. So I hear that wind ripping, because, you know, an old house, you know, you just hear the wind blowing. So, yeah, it's cold. The wind is just chilly, and I just cannot, all day long, cannot seem to get my hands warm. So I just keep rubbing them together, hoping the friction kind of helps out a little bit. But, so I hope we have a few people join us. So thank you, Nancy, for taking time out of your busy day to pop on in here. I know, I guess there's other people that do the Facebook Lives at this time. I know my daughter has somebody she watches that sells that jewelry. So she's always watching that. She'll pop in here, she'll say hello, and then she'll head out. So, that's how that goes. But I will post this after this is over with, so there will be a replay to watch for those that have something going on tonight, or they just can't seem to connect with watching it on Thursdays at 7 p.m. But I am going to be doing, yes, I have to pop over there too. Yeah, okay, I gotcha. But being that you are here, I am doing a drawing at the end. So I'm going to put your name down. And I did put your order in today for your $20 shopping spree. I almost forgot about it. And I'm still waiting to hear from Betty, my downline. She won the downline one. I'm also going to be giving you a little bit of homework at the end of this. So be sure, if you do have to leave, be sure to come back. But if you did check in and you did leave a comment, then you're entered in the drawing for the end. Oh, you're welcome, Nancy, anytime. And I knew it was a punch, and I had a feeling that that was it. But for some reason, when I go into my messages, I think when you leave a message on the Stampin' Up Creates, it's different than when you leave a regular message. And sorry, I'm looking at here and looking where I'm supposed to look. And I couldn't seem to pull it up. And I knew it was that, and I knew you said, I'll make it easy for you, $20. So I knew it had to be one of the punches that I couldn't remember. But anyhow, I wanted to do it as soon as I remembered, and, you know, I did. So it will get shipped directly to you. When I receive notification, I'll let you know, because I think Stampin' Up will send me the email as to when it'll be delivered, so that you know. But usually, I mean, it's 2 little items, so they get shipped out right away, and it doesn't come in a box or anything. It usually comes in a little mailable thing, and it's usually post office, not UPS. So it should come quick. I know today they had an innovation day, so like the call-in center, we weren't able to call in, and whatever they do for that, they do a lot of business stuff as far as fun things for the employees and that, so I know that they had that going on. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to flip you down, and I have a couple things I want to go over first before I actually get started, so if somebody joins in. If you have to leave, no problem. just check me out on the replay. So let me flip it down, and let me see what you're seeing. Whoop! One of these days, this thing gets loose sometimes, so things kind of get a little crazy sometimes. So, let's see. I may have to do an adjustment. Looks like I'm upside down, so that's why we're here early. Nope, don't want to do that. Nope, don't want to do that. Where's the thing? This thing, I think. Let's try this. Yeah, I know, upside down. I'm trying to fix that. And there's a little bit of delay from when I do something. Okay. Looks like I'm going to... Alright, let's do this. Let me turn you around. So close your eyes. Let me see if this will work. Okay. Let's see how this looks. Okay. All right. Let me see what you're seeing. That may still be backwards though, so let me try this. Is that backwards or not? Can't tell. I'm not sure if I need another light or not. It's not bright enough. Okay, that looks okay on my end. So maybe an extra light will help. All right. Okay. How's that looking now, Nancy? I am using my iPad because I have such issues when I use my phone. Okay, it's good. All right. My iPad is old. I mean, however old dirt is, it's probably the age of my iPad. So let me just readjust my little area here. It's a little bit more light. Looks a little dark to me. Thought I put the light on. There we go. That's a little brighter. Okay. So there we go. All right. I think we're good for now. And this way. Okay. So before we get started, a couple things coming up. I'm having a class, not a workshop, a class here. I wrote the things down so I don't forget. Saturday, November 9th, 1 o'clock p.m. Get her done. It's going to be holiday stamp class, so we're going to be making holiday cards. It's a $20 class or free with an order that day of $40 or more. The next thing I have going on, there's the calendar class. That's going to be Saturday, November 23rd. It's at 1 p.m. It's $25. Everything's included. We're actually going to be, let me open this up to show you. You're going to be receiving this plastic case. We're going to be doing 12 months. So you'll be able to use this. This will flip up like this. And I know you probably can't see because it's clear, but your little months will go in here. And that's going to be a lot of fun. It was a request from last week. And it's actually a little Stampin' Up one too. I've been holding on to these and finally waiting for a reason to do it. Now, if you can't come to the class, totally understandable. If you want to do yours in the mail, we can do that too. So that is going to be the 23rd, Saturday at 1 p.m. My next class in the mail is going to be the Harvest Hello bundle. So if you purchase the bundle online, you will get a card kit in the mail. There'll also be a private YouTube video. You'll be able to follow along with me, and we'll create it with us. We'll create it all together. The class, if you want to get it from me, where I get all the product and just ship it all to you, it's $45. So again, you can purchase it on your own, and then the card kit will be sent to you. But the Harvest Hello is, where are we at? I have to keep remembering you're over there. This stamp said Harvest Hellos, and then there's a punch. So it makes pumpkins and apples. And I posted some fun cards last night, so you won't get all of these in the mail, but I'm going to show you how. This is definitely going to be one because everybody loved the little candy apple. So here was the card for that. And you will get all the pieces pre-cut and ready to go. You'll just have to do the stamping and, of course, put it all together. So I thought this one was super cute. It looks like the color is washed out to me. I'm not sure if it's this lighting that's doing it or what. I'll try that. So I thought that's a cute card. And let me just show you a couple other cards. So this is cute. I know Halloween is close coming, but it's very cute using the stamp sets. Now this one I'm definitely going to be including in the class because this is done on watercolor paper and it's a watercolor technique. So you'll learn how to do the watercolor technique. Let me bring it up closer so you can see in case you missed the pumpkin one. There is that one. And the little candy apple one. There is that one. But they're super cute. Let me show you another one I created. This is using, I'll kind of tilt it a little bit, the basket embossing folder with the apples. So I did to an A+ teacher, which is cute. The inside has another apple. Oh, I forgot to show you the inside. I showed you the inside of that one. Hey there, pumpkin. I didn't do an inside. Did I do an inside that? No, I didn't do an inside. This was another idea I saw online, and this is super cute. I love this one. And here's another one. Just some ideas to show you what you can create with this. This one has a little flap up here. And I colored these in with white gel pen. I know you're not able to see it here, but I did. And super cute. And then the final one, I did like a little fun fold this way to show. The picture looks very grainy to me. I'm not sure if it looks grainy to you or not. So anyhow, you'll get a card kit in the mail, and there'll be a video to show you how to create your cards. So you can either purchase the bundle on your own, or you can go ahead and let me know that you want me to package it all up together and send it to you. It's totally your choice what you want to do. But it is on page 49 in the holiday catalog, the Harvest Hellos. And I know Halloween is almost here, but you'll still have it for next year. So that's that. I'm going to have a card challenge at the end. So I'm going to give you like I did on World Card Making Day. So going to be a little homework for that. Now, the last Facebook Live I did, I talked about the little golden books and how I'm going to be creating some fun little books out of them. So I started working on one of them this week, and I didn't put it all together yet, but this will kind of give you an idea of some of the fun things you can do. Maybe you have the little golden books, in your house now, or somebody does, but I kind of made some different pages, and this one is just going to kind of get stuck in here, and I'm going to decorate all this. I put some blank pages, and I'm going to use my my little machine I have to bind it. Now this has little pockets in here so you can put things, but it's going to get all decorated really nice. Just have a whole bunch of those put together, and that might be a project this weekend I'm doing. I've been kind of doing a lot of different things. And I do have in the back of the book, I'm going to put little tabs on here. The back of the book, I am still going to include the story. So you'll still have the story and keep that intact. That's just fun. Just something fun to create. But let me show you the one. I'm really excited about this one. So that might be a possible upcoming class or something if you're interested in learning how to do it. Now this one is this is not Stampin' Up. So this is a kit that I got from somewhere else. It was dirt cheap, but it's all with cats. Okay, so it's a paper pack, and it has a sheet of stickers in that. And I'm going to make 2 books out of this. I'll be able to make 2 books. And all these cute little cat pieces that were cut out. And then I did use some of Stampin' Up's cardstock, and did pretty much the same layout as the other one, with these that open up with little pockets, and you'll have different sections that you can write little notes in. So it's going to kind of be like a little notebook, a little, you know, whatever you want to use it for. But I just thought that they would be fun to make. I'm waiting for some golden books to come. I bought some off eBay, and I think that there were 1 or 2 cat ones. So I'm just kind of waiting for that to finish that up. So anyhow, that's what I've been working on. But anyhow, looks like maybe Nancy left me. Doesn't really show like anyone's here. But if you are popping in, be sure to say hello so that I can enter you in the drawing, because there's going to be a drawing at the end. So just add a little bit of light. Okay, so we are going to be focusing tonight on the stamp set Snowfront. I love this stamp set. I'm looking for it here in the catalog. I think I might be going the wrong way, but let's see. This is such a versatile stamp set because you can build so many different scenes. And I did also incorporate this Nature's Beauty over here in some of the samples. I have a bunch of samples to show you. So, hi Carol, you're late for the party. Sorry, dinner dishes. No problem. I just did all my jibber jabber before, so when I post it, be sure to go back and you'll find out all my upcoming classes and a fun little journal that I'm making out of a golden book. I kind of gave you a little process of that, what's all going on. But welcome. So let me put your name down because I am doing a drawing at the end for those that came in during my live. And so let me put your name down, and I hope I don't miss anyone. I'll do a roll call at the end. Let me put your name down. Nancy was here, but I think she left, so her name is still in the drawing. So we're working with the Snowfront stamp set tonight. Does everything look okay on your end, Carol? I don't know. I want to put the light on because it kind of looks a little dark to me, but I don't want to wash everything out. So this is actually if you place an order through my online store using this month's host code, a $50 order or more, then you will be getting a card kit in the mail to create some fun cards using this set. I will also be doing a private YouTube video to show you how to put your cards together. And also some alternative stamp sets that you can use. You might have, you might not own this one, but this is a great reason to purchase it, to add it to your order. And it does have a coordinating, let me just reach over. It does have a coordinating stamp set that works really well with it in the annual, where are we at? The annual catalog. This is the Waterfront stamp set. So I'm going to show you some really fun samples using them. I also included in some of my samples, this is the Nature's Beauty, and $3 of the sales from this goes to mental health organization. So it's a great reason to participate in that. So, and like I said, I have tons of samples to share, and I have another card challenge that I'm going to give you some homework to do. So anyhow, I do love this set, and I have to keep thinking my camera is over there, not over there. Okay, so the Snowfront is really affordable. It's photopolymer. It has 17 stamps. It's only $22, and it's, oh my goodness, I'll never get this right. And it's a great one to add to your collection. So some great samples here as well. Okay, so let's get started. So now, not all of these cards are my idea. Okay, so, gosh, this light. Maybe that'll work. Okay, maybe I should work over here then. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Troubles again in Facebook land for me. Never-ending saga. Okay. So let me pull out the stamp set, and all right, here we go. I feel like I'm working in the dark though, because it's just very dark. But if I put too much light on, it kind of like washes out. Let me get this light and see if this is going to work any. Just to give myself some extra light. Okay. All right. Oh, that's good for me. I'm not sure if that's good for you, but that works for me. All right. Let me fix this. There we are. Okay. So here's a fun card that we're going to create with. And this is, the inside I have it decorated as well. It could be for Christmas, but it doesn't have to be. And I did, of course, some Wink of Stella on here. So I'm using this paper, and I should have written it all down, because you know me, I forget everything. The paper I am using is, not that one, the Toile Tidings Designer Series paper. This is great paper. It's actually double-sided with Garden Green, Rio Red, and Berry Vanilla. So it has some really pretty papers in here. And what's on the front side is the same on the back, but it's in Rio Red. So you get a lot of assortment with this. It goes really well with the Nature's Beauty stamp set. One of these sheets in here, is it this one? It has the little animals on it, but just super pretty paper. Might be something that you missed in the catalog. So that is the paper that I'm using, just a small little smidgen piece to create this fun card. So I have a piece of Garden Green, and I'm going to just fold this down the center. This is your basic scored at 4¼ you know what I mean, cut in half. I don't have my little measurer here, but it's the Garden Green, and we're using the Berry Vanilla because that's what was recommended that goes with it. So we have a piece of that toile paper, that pretty, where are you at, right there, a little pretty scene, and of course the back is the Rio Red. So it's the same exact paper, but we're going to use this. So we're going to go ahead and use my snail, and I'm just going to glue. So this is cut at 4 by 5¼ So the card front is 5½ by 4¼ So we're just taking a little smidgen of a quarter left. I mean, you could just go with this, put a saying on it, and you're done. But nope, we're going to embellish a little bit more. So I have another piece of Berry Vanilla, which is 4 by 5¼ and that's going to be my inside. So we'll just tuck that in there. I use my rectangle framelits. I'm not sure if you can see, but it has the stitching going around it. So I used, one that was a little bit smaller than the other. I don't even know which number because there's so many in there. But you can make, whatever size you want it to be. This will get layered on your card like that. So we're going to go ahead and make our little scene. All right, let me just make some room here. Get my blocks. So all the ink colors that I'm using, let me move this aside. I'll go through all the ink colors. I have them all piled up here. I stuck with the same colors to create the projects I'm doing tonight. So of course we have some Real Red, which of course that's going to be for the cardinal. We have the Garden Green, which coordinates with the cardstock. We have some Crumb Cake, Gray Granite, Balmy Blue, which is going to be for like the pond and the sky. We also have some Soft Suede and Early Espresso. So those are the colors that we're using to create our scene. I'm just going to tuck them up there. I also have a Stampin' Sponge cut into a little wedge. And I have my Wink of Stella. She's going to do a little embellishing. I also have a aqua painter, a little water brush that I'm going to show you something with that. And of course some dimensionals and my paper snips, and we're good to go. All right, so we're going to get this small piece of Very Vanilla. And the first thing we want to do is we're going to do our trees. So I'm going to pull off our trees and put them on my block. And we're going to use the garden green. We're going to do this part first because it kind of gives us like a halfway point. Okay. So here we go. I'm usually pretty good with it over there. Okay, let me just try it out. Okay, that looks good. I just re-inked all of these ink pads, so they should be good. So this one is going to go right there. And our trees are falling over, but that's okay because we're going to fill in with a few other trees. I was a little crooked on that. Oh, that's just kind of day I've had. Woke up late for work. Almost got late getting there. So we're going to take one of these other little trees because it comes with multiple trees. And trees fall over in the forest, right? So we're going to stamp off and we're just going to fill in. So we're just going to fill in with some straight trees. And I think that'll be good. If I need any more, I'll just leave it there. Okay, now we want to do our little house. So it has this cute little cabin. Just clean on my, should bring that closer. So we'll bring our little cabin in. And the cabin we're going to do in the, let's do it in the soft suede. We kind of want it a little bit darker. So I love this little cabin. I kind of wish I had a little cabin like this in the woods somewhere. Okay, sorry if my head's in the way. Okay, there's our little cabin. But I mean, you really cannot make a mistake with this. I probably could fit like one little partial tree. So let's bring one of the smaller trees and we'll kind of stamp that right here, which just a little bit of greenery, and put a couple more in here. So see, even though my trees were crooked, that don't matter. That don't matter one bit. All right, so we're done with the green for now. So let me close that up. All right, next up, let me close this one up too. No, I'll just put it there because I'm going to use it again. We're going to come in with Early Espresso. And I want to do this tree, this very bare tree. And I love that Stampin' Up! Made this photopolymer because you can see right through it. And I'm going to put it on the block. Now you might want to use a larger block, but I'm just going to put it diagonal on there. And let me do it this way. The tree is kind of leaning a little bit. So I want to use the Early Espresso and ink that up. And I'm going to put my tree right about there. So let me clean that. I should bring that over here closer to me. My beautiful Stampin' Scrubs. Okay. If you happen to pop in, be sure to say hello so that we know that you're here so I can put you in for the drawing. So we're done with the tree. We're done with this line of trees. Try to keep those straight on my little thing here. Okay. So next we want to put little cardinals in the tree. Now there's two little cardinals and they're facing opposite ways. Where is the other one? Oh, it's stuck under the deer. Okay. So we have two little cardinals. I'm just going to stick them on the same block. And they really are teeny tiny. Done with that for now. We're going to bring in our real red. This will give you a nice pop of color. Alright. Here's one here. And boy, I could really tell the difference with re-inking these ink pads, because my sample is much, much lighter. And we'll put the other one right there. So there we have our little tree with our cardinals. We're just going to continue building. Hey, Betty. Because of you, I had to buy this one. Ah! Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm such an enabler, aren't I? Nancy, you're back. I love the chamois. I know. Do you not love the chamois? Betty, let me put your name in that you popped on here, and I hope you're feeling okay today. Put Betty's name in here. Because at the end, I'm going to do a drawing. So as people come in, I hope I'm paying attention. Okay, we're done with the red. Put that aside. Okay, so now let's do a little pond. So we're using the balmy blue. And we're going to use this stamp here. That looks like a little pond, right? So we're going to go into the balmy blue. Is that the right one? Yeah, it is the right one. Okay. And we want to stamp off because I don't want it that bright. Let's do it this way. So we're going to put our little pond here. And look at that. It really does look like water, doesn't it? You can make it be whatever you want it to be, which is great. All right. Now we're going to do this little, it's almost like a swoosh. We're going to do that, and we're going to do our little deer. We have a set of 2 deer, and Betty, every time I see these deer, I think of you and Jerry to feed the deer all the time. So this one we're going to go in the soft suede, and I know I'm off camera here. My soft suede is up here. But I mean, you could do as little or as much as you want building these. So we're going to put the deer over here. Okay. And we'll clean that. And put our deer back. And I keep putting them back because I don't want them to get lost. Then, let's see, what didn't we use yet? Did we use? Nope, we didn't use the, we'll do the crumb cake with the stamp that kind of looks like a little swoosh. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to stamp that off as well because I don't want that so bold. And, well, I planned on putting it there. Let's just put it there. So it kind of gives us a little bit like it's a little balance there. All right. Then kind of take a look at it. See, is there anything else I want to add? I feel like I need to add something under those deer. So let's clean off our swoosh. And let's use, this is kind of like a small little, you can use it for a snow pile. You can, do whatever. So we're going to lighten that up by stamping off. And I have to bring it here to myself a little closer. There we go. Okay, that makes them look like they're not floating in the air. All right. And what a mess I've created here. Okay, let's put that piece back. And now what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our Stella, Wink of Stella. Kind of should close up my ink pads and move them because I'm going to do a little spritzing with my Wink of Stella. I'm going to give her a little squeeze. I'm going to use the cap so in case it doesn't blurb all over everything. And I'm just going to use this, can you see, to just tap. And let me check that out. Nope, I need more. Or you can do a flick if you like to do the flick method or the tap method. I can't tell if I have any on it. No, I don't have any on there. Let me see. Come on, Stella. Okay, now she's coming out. There we go. Or you can do the flick method. And what else I want to do is I just want to kind of go over this little pondy area. I learned my lesson about not squeezing her over my cardstock. There we go. And I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see that, but it just kind of adds a little bit of glitz to that. All right, so let's go ahead and assemble the rest of our card. So we already put that on the background. And just going to use my snail to adhere that to another piece of garden green. Do some layering there. And I believe I saw this card from Tammy White. I think she was the one. I mean, I saw a few of them on Pinterest just to give me some inspiration. Now, of course, we cannot have a naked inside, right? So we're going to go, I had to take a peek at what I did. Here's another tree. I love this tree. I mean, I know there's a lot of trees in here, but I love that tree. So I'm going to go ahead and bring back in my garden green. This is going to be for our inside. And we're just going to stamp a few little trees. Just like that. Clean that off. And then, of course, we need to bring our deer back in again. So let's bring those guys in. Reach over to my, what is that one? Oh, I can't see that far. Soft suede. And we'll just put our little deer here. And I'm just going to leave the inside blank. And what I like to do sometimes is I like to make the cards and maybe not put a sentiment inside, because something may come up and you need a card. And if they all have sentiments in them, I mean, you're stuck. Then what happens? You end up having to make another card. So what I'm doing tonight is all the cards that I make for you, I'm going to be giving them away to some lucky person who's here. So then you can use this card to put whatever sentiment in it that you want. And there's a little gooby on there. But there's our first card. Pretty, right? Okay. So let me put that aside. And somewhere we'll all know where they are. Oh, because it's total mess. Total chaos here. Okay, so that's our first card. So let's go ahead and do another card. This one we are using the new blue in color. Let me show you the card that we're making. This one here. And we're incorporating that frost paper. Okay, we have a little area here that we're stamping. And of course a few little rhinestones. And I didn't have any coordinating ribbon. So what was left over from this paper, I just cut a strip of it to kind of make it like as though it was ribbon. So I like that. We have 5 deer that come by sometime, not like Eagle Rock Resort. Oh, you lost sound? You can't hear me? You love it? Okay, great. Okay, so what I did first is I took a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and I'm not sure if you're going to see that. Can you see? I ran it through my embossing folder, which is it's hard to see here because I have low light, woodland textured embossing folder with the one that looks like the trees. And this is like the one that's in the paper pumpkin. If you got your paper pumpkin kit, wow. All I can say is wow. I love it. So this is the new blue, the ink pads are over there. The new in color blue. You know what I mean. Let me get my bone folder. Somebody yell out the name, the new blue that's in the in colors. I didn't write things down because I figured, oh, I'll remember them. Not happening. And we're using the frost paper, but this is one of the other ones in the frost paper. And this is the Feels Like Frost Specialty Designer paper. And the one side it has the silver, which is stunning. And the other side it has these beautiful scenes in the holiday catalog. So look at the snowflakes on there. Look at that. I love that one. I love them all. But, you know, I made cards with a lot of them. This one, if you remember the one that I made the other day that I showed you, look at that. They're actually taken from real photographs that Stampin' Up! Reproduced. So, anyhow, we're using this one. So, to me, there's just not enough of these papers. And this is one of my favorite pictures. And I have a basic gray piece, just cut a little bit smaller than that. And, alright, before I get ahead of myself. So this piece here that's embossed, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to put adhesive on the back. Now you can go ahead, let me stick it to the card first. Make sure your card is going the right direction. So, kind of got quiet outside. Maybe that wind finally slowed down. You can go over all these little trees with, well, actually you're only going to see the ones on the end, with your Wink of Stella to add a little bit to them. I'm just going to go over all of them because I'm not sure where the paper is going to get cut off and where it's not. Do a little bit of this. I love the Wink of Stella because I like to have a little bit of glistening to my card, but I don't like, can't see. There you go. But I don't like to have glitter everywhere. Just glitter kind of drives me nuts. Okay, so with the basic gray, this piece is going to get glued onto here. Look at the back of that with those pines. That didn't do too well in there. Hold on. Because unfortunately this has that metallic paper to it, so put a little bit extra on there. I don't want the card to come to you when it falls apart. That would not be very good. Okay, so what we want to do is, I have that little strip that was cut, and I should have done this before ahead of time, but I'm going to go ahead and add some adhesive, and I'm going to have to trim this. Should have done that before I glued it down, but we'll work with it. And I think it's this snail that's not coming out right. Technical difficulties. Now this is pretty just like this. You guys are up there. I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to go over the top of it. Let's put it down a little bit lower. And then I'm just going to take my snips. I'm just going to trim it where the white ends. You're all so quiet. I wish you guys could talk while I was here creating this. That would be so much fun. All right, so there's our basic card. Now we want to go ahead and do the stamping part. So I have another piece of scrap and another piece of the gray cardstock. We're going to do our little scene on this one. So we're going to start off again. We're going to use our focal point, which is going to be our little cabin. Little cabin in the woods. We're going to ink that cabin with the soft suede. That there. Boy, nothing like re-inking your ink pads to get a good stamp from it. Okay, so there's the cabin. Then we want to pull in a couple trees. So I'm going to stick on, put it on this side, that side's still wet. We're going to pull back in our garden green, and let's do a couple trees. Because you can't have a cabin without a couple trees in a wooded area, right? Let's put this one a little bit lower than there. Okay, that looks good. Then I'll move that out of the way. Then I'm going to use the stamp that kind of looks like what you would think was mountains. Okay, kind of looks like a mountain scene. Whoop, over there. They look like mountains. You can use them for mountains, but we're going to use them in the background. I'm going to bring back in that balmy blue. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to stamp off. And we're just going to kind of fill in the back. And I'm going to go kind of light over this area where the cabin is. So that's going to kind of make it look like it's a little bit of a sky. Then we'll clean that, and we're going to bring back in that little swoosh stamp and stamp off a few times, and then that's kind of going to be like what it would be like our snow area. Okay. So let's go ahead back with the Wink of Stella. You guys still with me? Or have you given up on the party already? Okay. Let me know if you're still here. All right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to mount this onto the basic gray. Oh, I spoke too soon because here come the wind. The wind is back. All right, so now this is going to get adhered to the front, but let's use some dimensionals. Pull in my dimensionals and raise that up a little bit. And I know you're probably saying, but you're covering the beautiful trees. Well, that's how it goes. So anybody have any big plans for the weekends? I don't really have any big plans myself. Sometimes that's good. Last weekend I had a busy weekend with class on Saturday, and then my brother and his and my sister-in-law were in, and I was over at my aunt's and doing some visiting before they went off to NC. I'm going to bring in some rhinestones, and I always like to have a little bit of bling in the background or wherever. That one's stuck to my finger, so I'm still going to use it somewhere. There we go. They're doing well and getting themselves all settled and situated. And I'm good and happy to hear that. Did I do the inside? No, I left the inside blank. So, there you go. There's another quick card. Here was my original one using a different piece of the paper pack. So that is card number 2. All right. I already lost card number 1. Oh, here it is. Okay. All right. You're here. Yay. Let me see. Got my paper pumpkin yesterday. I think I'm going to work on it later. Watching Grey's Anatomy and a million little... I have to click on see more little things. Okay. You didn't get yours yet, Betty? Oh. Nancy, you're here. Yay, I thought you left us. My goodness, you're in and out, in and out. Okay. Let me clean up this a little bit. So one thing I'm kind of anal with is I like to have like a clean workstation. I see other demos when they do their cards and things, and boy, their stuff looks like a hurricane went through. So here's another card that I want to do. And this is using the plaid paper, and I just, again, use the paper pack to decide on what colors. I'm using a lot of Very Vanilla tonight, only because I have a lot of that paper laying around. So, the cardstock, I should say. So, we have our basic piece of Very Vanilla, and I love these gold plaids. Love them. So, I have a piece to stamp on, and that, okay. So here's our basic card. Again, I have it scored at the 4 1/4, I guess. It's 5 1/2, 4 1/4. All right. So that's our basic card, and this one is just basic layering. So I have the green that coordinates with it. Ugh, so bad with colors. I am a terrible demonstrator tonight. I am so sorry for my lack of knowledge. All right, so this piece is going to, oh, I don't think I cut this right. Maybe I did. It's going to go on here. All right, come on. All right, and then this is Cherry Cobbler, and whatever that green is, that goes in this paper pack. So sorry. Yell it out if you know what it is. Okay, and then this is all going to get layered to the front. Now, another tip is if you're doing all this layering and you don't, and you want to be conservative on your paper, you can always punch out the pieces that are going to be hidden in between, because nobody will know. And we won't tell. Okay, so there's our basic card layout. That's very simple, easy. I'm all about the simple, easy, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so now, here we go with this one. This one we're going to bring in what we used for the sky before. We're going to actually use this for the mountains. And we're going to use the crumb cake. Is the crumb cake? Yes, crumb cake. Oh boy. Oh, I just put my finger in that. Don't you hate when that happens? All right. Let's do a few mountains. Maybe one more. Okay. A few mountains. Clean that. Then let's go for some trees. So we will use the trees that have that little piece of land that goes along with it. All right, let's do it the easy way. Okay. We're going to go ahead and bring our garden green back in. And we're going to stamp ourselves some trees. All right. And I'm going to clean that. I'm going to bring in some more trees. So we have a wide variety of trees, if I didn't mention that already. All different sizes. So, oh, that's still wet. Okay. So we're going to ink up some trees, and we're just going to be filling in. So it just doesn't look like those trees are just floating in the air. And you could do as many or as little as you want. I'm going to save that because I want to come back in. I want to do the little pond area. So we're going to use that one like we used before in the blue. This time I'm not going to stamp off. I'm going to go full-fledged. This is going to be like the little pond area. Then I want to go back in and fill in with a couple more trees. So you can see how much fun this is just by playing, making the scene however you want it to be. I just think it's just so much fun. So let's put a couple bigger trees. And I mean, this set does not have to be Christmas. This can be, it's great for a masculine card. For a birthday card. So many things. Okay, so there's a couple trees there. Then, of course, we need our deer. So let's bring those guys in. We're going to do them in the dark color again. But let's go with, this is the Earl Espresso, because I really want them to stand out. So we're going to put them here. But again, we don't want them to look like they're floating in the air. So we're going to bring in that little swooshy guy again. But you like my technical terminology for things, the swooshy. And the crumb cake. Because I think my sample, I didn't do this. Oh, I did a little bit of sponging. We'll do some sponging. So we'll do some swooshy there. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good. What do you think? You guys think that looks good? Now what I want to do is I'm going to take the sponge because I want to give it a little bit of sky. So I'm just going to, and I had to go find my sponge because apparently Dory was digging in my, oh God, I put my finger in the ink again. Dory was digging in my, I had everything in this little tray for tonight. She apparently was digging in there to get to this sponge. I think I have a little cat hair on there. So I had to go retrieve the sponge. So I'm going to ink in my ink, sponge in my ink pad and then sponge off. And then just go very lightly to add just a little bit of blue. And then I'm also going to go down here to add a little bit. Kind of adds like a little bit of texture to that as well. Okay, so there we go with that. Move that aside. So then, of course, y'all know where I'm going next, right? Wink of Stella. Gonna put that on the little pond area. And then I'm gonna give her a squeeze and do the tappy-tappy method. And look at that. Isn't that pretty? I know you probably can't see too well. Okay, so this one, I'm going to get my card. I'm going to raise this up on dimensionals. I didn't do any layering with this at all. So I get my dimensionals and put them on the back. And I'm just using the standard dimensionals. We do have those little mini ones too, which are great for small places. And you'll definitely see when you're doing your paper pumpkin kits, the little mini ones. I put a lot of them on here because I don't want to have any sogginess. Okay, and then I have one more quick project, and then I have some samples to share, and then I'm going to give the card challenge, and it looks like just about I have 3 of you here. So, we'll do the drawing and we'll see who's going to win these cards. I'll send them to you in the mail. I'll get them in the mail to you tomorrow, because I'll be going to work tomorrow, and I'll give them right to the mailman when he comes. Okay, I'm sure he loves it. You know, I'd be bringing my boxes and bring all my fun stuff. All right, so we're going to put that right in the center. And again, no saying, but we will stamp a little something on the inside. Let's do this little tree. And how about we put some cardinals in it? Do the little tree on the inside. And let's see. Ink up our tree. Put it like right here. Cute naked tree. And, oh dear. Those dimensional sheets, those little backings, those little buggers, they go everywhere, don't they? Who finds them all over their house? And please tell me it's not just me. Oh my goodness, I find them everywhere. I even had one on Aurora the other day. My goodness. I'm sure she was not happy with me. Let me move this out of the way. So we'll bring our real red in, because of course I'm going to make this a cardinal. And we're going to put them right here in the tree. And let's have 2 cardinals, because he's going to be lonesome by himself. If I could find the other one. They're so tiny. Alright, let's put this guy right here on the tippy top. You know how birds like to sit right on the top of the tree? They sit on that little branch. I don't know how they do it. Okay. So let me get these out of the way before I end up doing damage. So there is card number 3. Isn't that pretty? And here is my original one. And then we have this one. Oh wait, I had another something. Where did that other piece of... I wanted to do a little piece of something on the inside. Where did that go? Oh my gosh. Well, I had another strip to put on the inside, but it seems as though it took a stroll. So we won't do that. But anyhow, look how pretty they are. And look at that gold paper with the gold running through it. All right. So let's put that aside. I have one more project. A quick little project. I used the small die that we have for the Curvy keepsake box, and I ran it through my little machine, and I thought this would be fun to make a little party favor for whatever, you know, if you're going to someone's birthday or, you know, event. So I'm going to, again, go with my little trees and my garden green. I'm going to make little scenes. And I have to make this brighter because I feel like I cannot see here. I think my battery's dying on that light. Okay. Just bear with me because I need to be able to see where the line is. I'm just going to stamp a bunch of trees. So now don't forget, when you put the box together, this is going to be the upside, okay? So you want to make sure when you're stamping that you're stamping them the right way. Otherwise, you're going to have yourself some trees that are upside down. Let's do a couple more on here. Okay. All right. So a couple of those trees. Then we did not use yet. We have these other trees. So these trees are definitely, I don't care what you say, they are leaning. Maybe they're supposed to be like that. I thought I did bad when I did the stamping, and I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Oh my goodness. Go away. Go away, sneeze. Ain't nobody got no time for that. Okay, let's bring in our soft suede. And I'm going to stamp our leaning trees. Oh my goodness. Leaning trees. So there's our trees. Then we're going to bring in those cardinals again. Where did my little stamp go? Bring in those cardinals. So like I said, this is just a fun set to play with and to create all kinds of scenes. And don't forget the Waterfront stamp set that is in the annual catalog. That one will also work wonderfully together with this one. So let's do our two cardinals. These two cardinals. Oh, here you go. These two cardinals are not talking to each other. They're having a bit of a battle. So they're like, I'm putting my butt to you. And the other one said, yeah, well, I'm going to put my butt to you. And this one is kind of like, nope, I'll participate. And this one is going to be up there. And I keep feeling like I have to sneeze. So, hopefully not. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and do the same technique and stick all these on here that I did before. I'm going to bring back in that balmy blue, just closing up all of these ink pads. And if you missed the colors, then when I post this online, you'll be able to go back and you'll see all the colors that I used to create all these cards. I used the same color inks. I don't believe I didn't use this one. I didn't use the gray granite tonight. So I had it in there. I don't know what I used it for, but I didn't use it. All right, so I'm going to go back in and do this sponging thing just to kind of give it some color. But you could see if you needed to make these for a party or if you wanted to put them at the table setting, if you're having, some friends over and you want to give them a little treat, how quick it comes together. Let me close this guy up. Okay, so to put the Curvy keepsakes together, if you joined me before, my Curvy keepsake Facebook Live showed you use your bone folder, kind of give these little guys a curl. Then the top of this one has a little score mark. You want to fold those little score marks back. You can make so many fun things with these. Go back and watch. I posted that video on YouTube, and it's also here underneath on my Facebook Lives that I've been doing. So you just put your little box together, and look at how cute that is. You could put a little tag on there, do whatever you want on there. A little for you, a couple Hershey Kisses in there, you're good to go. So that's that. So we did some fun projects. So let me bring them. Let me move this. Fun projects tonight using the Snowfront stamp set. Here we go. So we did a little Curvy keepsake box. We have this one with the plaid, well, over here, the plaid. And we have this one with the Designer Series paper. Let me fix you here. Okay. And we had the snowy scene. And this was our box. So fun projects, even though they're using the same colors, a couple different colors of background papers, which you notice the background is the Designer Series paper. So it just takes the guesswork out of things. All right, so let me show you some more samples and put those aside for who the winner is going to be. I'll try to see if I can send you that Curvy keepsake box along with the card samples. Okay, so like I stated, the Nature's Beauty, let me grab this, is use the snow front tonight. Nature's Beauty accompanies this really, really well. And also, this is the Waterfront stamp set, which is in the annual catalog. So this will do all of your summer layouts with palm trees and a little hut. And I mean, you can use these for water, and there's also a little sun on here too. So those are the 3 stamp sets. Whoop. Gosh, I'm not going to get this right tonight, which way I have to go. So let me show you some samples. I have a whole bunch of samples to share with you. So here we go. Okay, so here's another one. This one is using the snow front. Just real quick, simple, you know, 1 layer and just a colored piece of cardstock. So there's one. Here's another one. Now this one, I know it's not going to show up well on camera, but it really, really glistens because my other light just went out. So I'm not sure if you can see that, but look at how pretty that is. And I used different colors for this one for the trees. I'm not seeing any comments, so I'm missing all of them. Okay. Real pretty. Now here's one. Here's a Christmas one. And again, Wink of Stella is here. And this one's just basically the mountains and the trees. And I added some of the puff paint. Can you see the puff paint here on the background? I added some puff paint. Just a little Merry Christmas. This background gray piece, I know you probably can't see that either. I'll try to take pictures and post them. I used the wood grain embossing folder on the back of there. So, real simple. This one is a simple card, and sometimes going simple is the best way to go. Use some of that white, oh gosh, what is that called? It comes in a thick piece. You know what I mean, the mesh, the white mesh, and I just pull the pieces out to separate them. But just a single little cardinal and a tree. Like this would be a great, like, missing you kind of card. Now this one, I believe I posted this one. This is just done all in the grays. So it's just a white and gray. Everything's stamped in the grays. I think I used the basic gray on this one. So simple. Now here's one where I incorporated the 2. I incorporated the snow front along with the waterfront. And you probably could pick out, you know, what all went with what. And this one, there was a whole herd of deer in this one. Now this one, I incorporated the Nature's Beauty. So you can see how great the Nature's Beauty goes along with, you know, the other one. And this one had, the Nature's Beauty has little trees in it too. And like little dots where you can use them for snow. But you definitely can incorporate all 3 of them together. They all go together so well. And another one. Now the deer, I stamped him and I fussy cut him out. I'm one of those crazy people that likes to fussy cut. So just a little bit of the that twine ribbon on there. So that one's real pretty. Now this one I think is my favorite. And what I did on the background for this, I know we have a birch background stamp set. But what I did was I did a direct to paper. So I just took this stamp set, and this is done with the crumb cake. and I used the soft suede for the background piece. And you can incorporate the 2 ink pads if you like, but I just very lightly brushed over and then brushed over. And then I used the stamps to just fill in the background. And again, the little deer, he was cut out, he was stamped and cut out on the vanilla, and I used my Stampin' Blends to color him in, so you can see how great, like, the Stampin' Blends are, like, wonderful for coloring. And here's another one. Thanks, friend. And I used the little fox. I made him a little gray fox, and the deer. Again, cut him out, and the little ones way in the background. So anything that comes up close will be like the bigger stamps. And I like to use the smaller stamps in the background. Now this one I posted a while ago. This one was done using, let me put these aside. This was done using the Waterfront stamp set. This is not my idea. This was one I saw on Pinterest. But you see the pieces that I used to create the snowman? Look how cute that is. So think outside the box. All the pieces to create the snowman were actually from the Waterfront stamp set. This one was taken right from the catalog. This is using the Waterfront stamp set. I also used the background buffalo check. And if you notice on the background, I took a marker with a ruler and did lines in between. So not only was it the buffalo check, I made it into a plaid. And again, right from the catalog, I cased that card. Cute. And I believe this one's in the catalog too. This is for all the beach lovers. And the words, I just cut them all apart. Friends make the good times better and the hard times easier. But I love that. I love that one. So cute. And here's another one that has the little palm trees as well. And the background paper was the one from the flowers, the perennial paper. It has a back of one of the flowers that looks like a linen. So that's where that one came from. But super cute. And here's another one in the gray and black tones. And just made yourself like a little, almost like a little oval with all your trees, and then just filled in with your mountains. I love that. And then the final one I have to share with you is just a little thanks friend, incorporating the Waterfront stamp set. So look at all the different ones that you can create, just by doing different layouts, different stamp sets that all coordinate together. So many fun cards to create. Where we are here. Great, right? Okay, so I have a little bit of homework for you. I know you've been waiting for this. Let me clear all this out so I can show you. I have a card layout that if you're looking for a way to lay out your cards, which sometimes is the hardest thing to do, is how to lay them out, right? So I did this over the World Card Making weekend, the day, and I'm still creating some. So here is your card challenge for this week to create using this layout, which is your basic card, and then I use just a rectangle piece here and another rectangle here, and then I use 3 circles. Now, you can lay this out any way you want. You don't have to use circles. You don't have to use rectangles, but just a way to incorporate a card, how to lay out. So let me give you a sample, and I know I posted this before. You may have forgotten it, but this was the card layout challenge, and then this is what I created. So I have my little snowman, but see how I just kind of turned it and did it just a little bit differently. But the same basic card layout, but just, you know, flipped it up a little bit. Take all those pieces and just lay them out differently. So that is your challenge for this week. And I don't think you can post them here on my Stampin' Up Creates, but you can go ahead on over to the VIP page that I have. And if you need a link to that, just let me know. And you'll be able to post your cards over there. So I can't wait to see what it is you come up with. And And so during the week, you have a whole week to just, create. I'll take a picture of this and post it here on my page so that you'll have it for reference. So anyhow, I think I got everybody. I think, yep, just the same 3 people joined us tonight, which, thank you so much, everybody, for taking time out of your busy schedule. How long am I here? Oh, I'm here over an hour. Maybe I did too much. Did I do too much? Okay, so here's the giveaway for tonight are the 3 cards that I created. And I think I'll be able to take this apart and send it to you. Whoever is the winner. Let me just see how this will fold. It should fold and fit in the envelope. Shouldn't have any trouble with that. Come on. Come on. Yeah, I should be able to fold this somehow. Should be able to fit it in. I think so. Okay, so I'll be sending whoever wins all of these cards that I created. So here's the names. Everybody's in the drawing. Let me shake you up. If this was one of those roller things, like they have, like bingo and that. Okay, I didn't drop anybody, did I? No, I didn't drop nobody. Okay, so shake them up and pick a name, and the winner is Carol Williams. Woohoo, Carol! I will be getting these cards together for you in the mail, so you'll have some samples. The rest of you, I will post them on the page to showcase some ideas for you to get you inspired. But be sure, definitely check out the Nature's Beauty, which $3 of the sales of this goes to a mental health organization. The Snowfront, which if you place an order of $50 or more and use the host code, you'll get a free card kit in the mail to create with on your own. I'll do a quick YouTube video to show you how to put your cards together. And then the Waterfront stamp set is also another great stamp set to add to your collection. So there you are. One of these days I'm going to get this right. All right, everybody. Again, thank you so much, Carol. Congratulations. And be sure to join me again here next Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be showcasing, well, I just don't know yet what, but it'll be something fun and something you'll want to definitely join me for. So have a great night, have a great weekend, and happy stamping. Bye, everyone. As soon as I can log off here. Okay. Oh, congratulations. Okay. Good night, everybody.